In this video, I'm going to show you how to use EFT to get rid of cravings. I'm going to start with a really quick and simple way to do it, and then I'm going to show you a more interesting and effective way to tap away your cravings. My name is Stefan Gonick. I'm an expert EFT practitioner, trainer, and founder of the Soulmate Attraction Academy from EFTalive.com. So when we're talking about cravings, it's anything that you feel like you do in excess and you want some help kind of backing off from doing it. So it could be something you're eating, like sweets or potato chips or something like that, or drinking or smoking. There could be an activity that you feel like you overindulge in. So it might be like, spending too much time watching TikTok videos or anything like that, gambling, whatever the activity is. So this applies to just something you feel like you do too much of, and you can also even use it for addressing addictive behaviors and things like that. So the simple, quick, and easy way to do it is the following. Step one is you want to get in touch with your craving for the thing. So just for the example purposes, I'm going to talk about chocolate, which I acknowledge there's no such thing as overindulging in chocolate, but it's easy to talk about that one. So what you would do is you'd get yourself a chocolate bar and you would focus on it, you might smell it, whatever you would do to get in touch with your craving, and then you want to measure it on a scale of 0 to 10. So I'm going to assume it's like a 9 out of 10 for this chocolate bar. Okay, and again, it could be anything. So if it's an activity, TikTok, you might start looking at TikTok videos and just watch one and then put it down and feel the craving to continue, this strong urge to continue. If it's smoking, get a cigarette, smell it, don't light it, but just kind of smell it and hold it in your fingers, things like that. Whatever you need to do and get in touch with the craving. The more in touch with the craving you get, the more effective the tapping will be. That's why it's a very important starting point. Now for the simple technique, it's really easy. So remember with the EFT basic recipe, we pick a tapping phrase, right, that represents the thing we're trying to address. And we say, even though tapping phrase, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. And then tapping phrase at every point. So with cravings, the tapping phrase is, even though I am craving such and such. So in this example, even though I'm craving chocolate, right? Or, craving watching TikTok videos, craving whatever the thing is. Simple as that. And so you start on your cry chop point 3 times saying, even though I'm craving this chocolate, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Even though I'm craving this chocolate, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. And you say it 3 times. And you want to put a lot of emphasis on the I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself part of it. If it's hard to say that, you can say, I want to deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. And then all you do is simply just use that same phrase by itself on all your points. Craving this chocolate, craving this chocolate, craving this chocolate, craving watching TikTok videos, craving smoking cigarettes, craving, whatever the thing is. But you're just saying craving the thing, right? And craving, so I'll just stick with chocolate. Craving this chocolate, craving this chocolate, craving this chocolate, craving this chocolate. That's 1 round. And then you would do about 3 or 4 rounds. And then you would just check inside. How much am I craving it now? And presumably, assuming everything's going well, each round will bring you down by about a point. It can vary some. So after doing, say, 4 rounds, I was originally at a 9, maybe now I'm at a 5. Now, assuming it's come down at least 2 or 3 points or more, then it's working, right? In which case, you just keep going. And you just keep doing more rounds, until you bring it all the way down to 0. And assuming you get to 0, ta-da, you're done. And what you'll find is that you have completely eliminated your cravings for now. This is a temporary effect, right? It's not a permanent thing. So if you're thinking, oh my God, I don't want to tap on my cravings for chocolate, I like chocolate. So this would be a case where you feel like you overindulge in chocolate, not that you want to give up chocolate, right? Because the effect only lasts for a certain period of time that's unpredictable. The period of time might be 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, maybe a week, but it's not going to be a long thing. So what you do is, if there's something that you want to kind of back off on doing so much, you tap on the cravings, and then you'll be relieved of the cravings for a while, and then gradually you'll start noticing them coming back, and then it's your choice. You can start indulging that thing for a while, and then start tapping again, or you might go, oh, they're coming back. I want to do some more tapping to keep them at a distance, keep my cravings at bay, right? Now, if you're using this for an addiction, it's a very helpful tool to get started. Now, there's a lot more involved in actually healing a full-blown addiction, right? So just kind of keeping your cravings at bay isn't going to be sufficient. You need to do a full, address all the different aspects of addiction. I don't have time to get that into that in this video, but I'd be happy to talk about that if you want help with that. So anyway, that's a quick and simple, easy way to do it. Sometimes it works great. So it's always great to just start with that, because sometimes that's all you need. You're done. So now we're going to get into the more interesting and generally more effective way of releasing these cravings with EFT. So we start the same as the simple method, that you get the thing that you are trying to address, that you have cravings for, like chocolate bars, say. And if it's an activity, you might, like if it's TikTok videos, you can actually do the activity for a moment. It may be an activity, let's say gambling is what it is. What you would want to do then is picture yourself in that scenario, in that setting, right, to try and get in touch with the cravings. Again, you want to bring it out as strongly as you can to begin with. Now, the only difference between this method and the first method is you want to get more specific about your cravings. So you don't want, we're not just going to use a simple generic statement, even though I crave such and such, right? We want to get in touch with all the specifics of the craving. So for instance, let's go back to the chocolate example. If you want to check in with yourself and go, okay, well, what exactly am I craving about eating this chocolate? Not just that I want it, right? But what do I want about it? So you might think, well, I crave this sort of creamy texture in my tongue. I crave the sweetness. I crave the particular kind of flavor, stuff like that. But in addition to the sensations, the taste or physical sensations, things like that, you want to also get in touch with any emotional aspects of the craving. So you might say, I crave the comfort that I get from eating this chocolate. I crave the feeling of being loved when I'm eating chocolate. Things like that, right? So you want to really break it down into all the different pieces of the craving. I once helped with somebody who had really strong cravings for Coca-Cola Coke. And she had all these different aspects to her craving. She liked the sweetness, she liked the flavor, she liked the fizziness on her tongue. It was like she had like 5 different things, and we had to address every one of them for her cravings to go away completely. If we just started with one of them, her number would come down a couple points and then just plateau. It wouldn't change anymore. And then I said, well, what else do you crave about it? And she says, well, I also like this. So we tapped on that, and it came down another couple points. And then again, so we just kept tapping on all the different aspects of her craving until we finally got it down to 0. But the easier way to do it is to get in touch with them all at once. So let's just say, for example purposes with chocolate, it's the creamy, the creamy smoothness on my tongue, the sweetness, the comfort, and feeling loved, right? These 4 things. So what you do is, the setup is simple still. Even though I'm craving this chocolate, I deeply and profoundly love and accept myself. Say that 3 times. And then as you're tapping your points, just keep, at each point, name a different one, right? So, I'm craving the sweetness. Or you just say, I'm craving the sweetness of this chocolate. I'm craving the smooth, creamy texture. I'm craving the feeling of comfort I get from it. I'm craving the feelings of love, or feeling loved as I'm eating it. And then just keep cycling, right? Back to the sweetness or the flavor, whatever the exact cravings are, different aspects you have. Just keep naming them at each point. And again, do say 4 rounds to start with. Check back in. Let's say it started at 9. What is it now? Maybe it's a 5. Just like before, right? And then you just keep doing some more. By the way, I forgot to mention in the simple example, after you do 4 rounds and you check back in again, you want to start again at the even though thing, right? So it's called the sit-up affirmation. So even though I'm craving chocolate, I deeply and profoundly love it. Accept myself 3 times, and then you go back to doing rounds. So do it in 4 round blocks until you get down to 0. And then you've achieved your goal, right? You've made it so that you've gotten relief from the cravings, so life can feel more peaceful and manageable. So like I said before, the simple method, we just say I'm craving such and such, maybe all it takes. You'll know whether, and it may work, it may not work. It may work for a little bit and then plateau and it doesn't work anymore, or it may not work at all. So what you want to do is start with the simple method, see how far you get with it, and then if you get to 0, you're done. If you either doesn't work at all, works for a bit and stops or whatever, then use the more interesting, involved method, because that will definitely work. And that's all there's to it. So it's a really useful technique to get rid of cravings, to make things so much more manageable. So I hope this video was helpful. It was. It would really help me and people to find this video if you take a second to like it. I also invite you to subscribe to my channel so you can get the latest, greatest videos about EFT and practical applications to enhance your life, as well as videos for EFT to clear blocks to finding your soulmate. And I also invite you to go to my website at EFTalive.com and get my free ebook, Change Your Beliefs, Change Your Life Using the Magic of EFT. That's a short ebook that teaches you how to use EFT to shift negative limiting beliefs into positive ones. Because our beliefs basically control how we experience life, right? So negative beliefs will hold us back in our lives, and so it can be super helpful to have a quick and easy way to shift them into positive ones, to let go of the negative ones, take on positive ones. So you can get it at my website. It also includes a every other week newsletter called Tapping Tips for Your Success. To, again, kind of similar to these videos, just videos to help you use EFT to enhance your life. So keep tapping, and I'll see you on the next video.